Hello everyone, my name is Edmund Han. I'm from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and I would like to talk to you about graphene, the most flexible electronic material in the world. Let me start off this presentation with a haiku. Layer of carbon, graphene is 1 atom thick. How well does it bend? By the end of my talk, I hope to have answered this question for you. So what exactly is graphene? Graphene is a two-dimensional material with impressive electronic properties like its unusual band structure and its high carrier mobility. Now, as mentioned before, graphene is an atomically thin sheet of carbon, or a single layer of graphite. That's right, this fabulous material can be found in your favorite number 2 graphite pencils. But beyond its writing utility, scientists are interested in graphene for its application in electronics. As the computer age and robotics age pushes technology to become smaller and smaller towards the nanoscale, materials performance has been stretched to their limits. Now, in terms of nanoscale, we're talking about sizes that are over 1,000 times smaller than the diameter of your hair. Now, on this size scale, any device components that require motion and bending, like resonators or stretchable and bendable circuitry, may require electronic materials that are flexible enough to undergo these extremely tight nanoscale bends. Now, graphene, due to its atomically thin structure, is a perfect candidate for flexible electronics. So how flexible is graphene? We can characterize its flexibility with a property called bending stiffness, or its resistance to undergo flexure. So materials with a low bending stiffness are very flexible, like paper or plastic wrap. Now, in fact, generally speaking, we know that thinner materials tend to have a lower bending stiffness. So, scientists are interested in determining what is the bending stiffness of graphene, ranging thicknesses from monolayer to multilayer. So through the Illinois MRSEC at UIUC, my collaborators and I have developed a technique to measure the bending stiffness of graphene using electron microscopy. Now first, we can transfer graphene onto an atomically sharp step to induce bending, as shown in this cartoon. Then, with electron microscopy, we can image the atoms in our structure, allowing us to see graphene and view its complete bending profile. And finally, using a mathematical model, we can plug in our bending shape as an input and determine the bending stiffness of graphene as an output. And so, this technique allows us to effectively read the bending stiffness directly from our images. So using this technique, we measured the bending stiffness of graphene ranging from monolayer to multilayers, and we found some very surprising results. Here, we have a plot of the bending stiffness versus bending angle for 1 to 5 layers of graphene. And our results here show that the more we bend multi-layer graphene, the softer it gets. Now, due to the layered structure of graphene and graphite, its bending behavior is similar to a stack of paper, in that the layers shear and slide past each other as we bend them. Now, this sliding motion during bending alters the interlayer interactions of graphene, resulting in a decrease in bending stiffness or an increase in flexibility. Now, overall, our work shows that we can tune the bending stiffness of multilayer graphene by controlling the bending angle or interlayer interactions to well below 10 electron volts. Now, this range in bending stiffness is nearly 1 billion times more flexible than plastic wrap and on the order of the softness of cell membranes. And this flexibility in graphene will allow us to build devices and machines down to the nanoscale. So allow me to conclude with another haiku. Graphene is the most flexible electronic material known. Thanks for listening, and I'll leave you with a short clip from a music video created by I-MRSEC about the amazing graphene.
Graphite as whole, but was it really better alone? No, graphene said hello. It's the beginning of a whole new world. We have new properties to explore. Deep materials there are more, and we're falling in love with materials that fall apart.